Hey, it's Lindsay, and it's Friday. So I have a couple of things for you. Well, one thing for you that we're gonna hopefully get to here today. Fix my, there we go. Now I think you can see better. This is my Lakota dancing girl. So I've been doing a series of girls with the full moon, and recently I've been watching Longmire. So kind of into the whole Native American Indian theme, and so I just watched the last show and it was fabulous. But anyway, long story short, so this is one of my full moon girls because there's always a moon in the picture because she's always outside at nighttime, which is something I would like to be, but I'm always asleep. So this is the finished piece. This is her with some watercoloring, just a little bit of watercolor. There's another one that I'm going to work on as we speak, and here's the one that you guys can download from the computer that's on my blog. So if you received the recipe, which you should have, it's on the blog, lindsayostrom.blogspot.com. It says to print the girl out on cardstock, whatever paper is best. I like watercolor paper because I love when it's finished, even though you've printed it, it still looks like you hand did it because it's watercolored. And then I use a little bit of colored pencil when I do watercolor just to kind of bring out some of the colors. So grab some Prismacolor pencils, you know, these Prismacolor pencils. Grab your watercolors and a water brush pen where you fill it with water. Grab a scrap of muslin or a rag to wipe off the watercolor like this. This is my rag. My friend Joy told me I shouldn't have the rag. So what I decided to do was grab some muslin, and we will, in a later video, show you what to do with the muslin when we're done, because we'll make a project out of that. You also need some chocolate for creativity. Duh, that's a given. Good music, and ready, set, begin. So, I'm pressed for time today, so we're going to do this the way they do on the food channel. So remember, this is our finished girl. This is a girl that we started, so I'm just going to show you really quick how to do some watercolor here, which we did last time. The best way to do it is to prep your watercolors ahead of time and kind of get them wet, but since I've had so much trouble with the video this morning, all my watercolors are dry. So the easiest way to do that, and then you're going to wipe off onto your muslin. Not a rag, it's muslin. So the best way to prep your watercolors, here, let me show you really quick. This is getting prettier and prettier. Is just to take your water brush pen and kind of squeeze some little droplets of water into the watercolors that you're going to use. That way it kind of moistens them up. Not one of my favorite words, but hey, what the heck. And then when you go back to use them, you're going to have nice, vibrant color. Sometimes the color is so intense that you get way too much on it and you want to wipe it off on your rag first. Sometimes it's not so intense, so you got to go back and kind of give it a little swirl around, and sometimes you get too much water, but hey, we've learned we can fix anything. So you're just gonna go ahead and color some of her, get some green for some of these pretty leaves up here, and again my hidden secret greens, the Lindsay mixture way. Looks like they need a little lighter color in them right now. So we'll just paint a few of these leaves for you guys to see, and then I'm going to come back and finish this all up later, and we'll post it on the blog, see what we do, see what becomes of her. I think she's awfully cute. I'd have to do a dancing boy as well. I don't do a whole lot of boys, but it might be kind of fun. So I think that gives you guys the idea of how you go ahead and add your color to this. The orange is fabulous right now. Sat just the right amount of time with the water sitting on the top of it, so it's really cool color. Okay, so see, there's what we did. We gave her some leaves. We added a few, you can still see it's super wet. We added a few of the colors in there. Pretty cool. Then we'll grab our girl. And this one already had a little bit of the colored pencil done to it. So I've got some tick marks in there, hash marks here, some little highlights here. And I'm going to actually grab this one really quick and paint this ribbon in because I want to show you guys what to do with that. So hopefully that dries before our video is done. We'll see. Nothing ever goes as planned. So then what you want to do is come back with your colored pencil, and you can kind of go over some of these edges where your black is, because a lot of times if your watercolor goes over the black edge, you lose a little bit of your blackness. And you can go back over it with a pen again if you want to kind of brighten it up. I did that here on her face because these eyes and her little nose got completely watered out from the watercolor. So I just went back with a, you know, permanent pigment pen, Millennium, Micron, one of those. And so then we can go back with our pencils and add some highlight line just to bring it out, because I like things really super bright. If you like that watercolor look, well, then you could be done. You don't have to do anything else. It's totally good. But I like to add some detail. The other fun thing to do with your colored pencils, I think we did it the last time, grab a blue. So just give some crazy highlights on the outside to brighten it up. I did some yellows on the other one. But since this girl is dancing at night, we're going to put her in the light of the moon colors. And get that all in there so you can see how I just really scribble. There's nothing much to it, just scribbling. Then the fun part is, I think, is to go back with your watercolors, and I love for my evening scenes to do light blue and lavenders. And you can kind of go right over the colored pencil and still see it, but you also can give it a wash. Really pretty colors together, these light blue and purple. So see how that goes over the colored pencil? Really kind of neat. So we'll do this other side and let it dry. And I'll finish these all up and show them to you on the blog when they're all done. And you can barely see the moon in here, so what I'll do is just go through with gray and kind of, I did a polka dot moon just so I could see where it's supposed to go. So you see where the moon's going to go, and blend that kind of out because you don't want your moon to be that dark. But it's fun to start with a gray moon, and then you can add in the purples and the blues and all those colors for your moon, and then go back with your colored pencil over it and give it the final detail. So there's how she's looking. And so this is where we end up with. See the moon there? And on this one, her face, you can always get darker. You can't get lighter. So you always want to start light and go dark. This one became a little too dark for my taste. And by the time you add in, let's see if I can do this. By the time you add in some pink for her blush, because she's got a lot of makeup on because she's dancing tonight. It gets a lot darker. You can see how dark it gets. So her face is getting all dolled up. Then the last thing that I did, there's a ribbon here. You can see that. And you can put a name in there. You can put a poem I wrote and dance by the light of the moon. So on this one, we'll do something different. So this one's going to say, she. So get your Micron or Millennium pen or Manga, whatever you have that's permanent pigment, Faber-Castell Pitt pen. This one's going to say, she danced the night away. And there's enough room in there you could personalize it if you were giving this to somebody, like for a bridal shower gift. Whatever you want to do, write in that ribbon. Or you don't have to write anything, but to me, it's not finished without lettering. That's how I feel. And I hope you guys do some cool lettering. If you finish these, even if you don't finish them, I would love to see what you do. You can send me an email. I put that on the blog at lindsayostrom@yahoo.com. You can send me your pictures, and I would love to see them. I'm not going to be critical, I promise, unless you ask me to be critical, in which case I'll just tell you straight up. No, I'll tell you it's beautiful because there's no wrong in art. So that's how the ribbon comes out. It's pretty fun. You can do all kinds of things down there with colors, and I don't know if you can see it. I'll hold it up again, but it comes out pretty neat. And then I'll finish her later and post her on the blog so you can see. All right? I hope you guys enjoyed it. Happy Friday. Love ya.